Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. If you've ever struggled to get your students genuinely energized about verb forms, well, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to look at a fantastic way to transform everyday grammar practice into a thrilling, highly competitive classroom activity. Because let's be honest, it's the age-old educator's challenge, isn't it? How do you actually make grammar fun? Getting a room full of students genuinely excited about verb tenses can sometimes feel like a totally uphill battle. I mean, we've all seen those glazed-over looks during traditional worksheet drills, right? But the source material we're digging into today offers a brilliant, interactive solution to that exact problem.
The activity is called Present Continuous Taboo, and according to the Teach This teacher's notes, it's a 25-minute grammar game specifically designed for intermediate or B1 level students. The core focus here is just incredibly robust. Students are tasked with describing, guessing, and forming affirmative present continuous sentences. And because certain really common words are restricted on their playing cards, it naturally forces them to actively dig for synonyms and antonyms just to get their point across. It's literally a linguistic puzzle.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Section 1, Game Setup and Rules. How to play.
So the setup for this is delightfully fast-paced. First things first, you just divide the class into two groups, Team A and Team B. A student from Team A comes up to the front of the room and receives a taboo card. Their job is to describe the exact present continuous sentence written on that card to their teammates. But here's the catch. They have to do it without saying the target sentence itself and absolutely without using the 3 forbidden taboo words listed right there on the card.
And now, here's a really specific, strict rule from the manual that makes things super interesting. No word variations are allowed. For example, if the target word involves dancing, the student cannot use dance, dancer, or any other morphological variation of that root word. This strictly forbidden rule dramatically increases the creative challenge. They can't just bend a forbidden word, they have to think completely laterally. It's a real brain teaser.
Now, the absolutely crucial point here is the competitive tension built right into the timing. Picture this. Team A has a ticking clock of exactly 2 minutes to successfully guess the sentence and score a point. As you can imagine, it gets loud and chaotic fast. But if they fail, Team B gets a thrilling opportunity. They are given exactly 1 chance to guess the sentence and steal the point. After that, a student from Team B comes to the front, and the whole cycle continues. It keeps everybody completely dialed in.
Moving right along to Section 2, Playing Around Live Match Simulation. Let's actually see how this works in practice.
Okay, put yourself in the hot seat for a second. Imagine you're standing at the front of the classroom and you pull your card. I want you to quickly think, how would you describe the action of a couple moving together to a rhythm to get your team to say the exact present continuous sentence?
Well, here is the actual card data. Your target sentences, they are dancing. Simple enough, right? Not quite. Look at your taboo words. You cannot say music, you cannot say moving, and you cannot say partner. It is incredibly difficult to describe this action without relying on obvious crutches like music or partner. You'd have to say something wild like, 2 people are stepping together at a party, holding hands to a beat.
Okay, let's keep the energy high. Round 2, faster pace. You pull your next card and it involves someone navigating down a snowy slope. How do you guide your team to the exact answer without using the most obvious vocabulary?
He is skiing down a mountain. The forbidden words, winter sport, snow, and downhill. I mean, no snow. By eliminating basic descriptors like snow and downhill, the game brilliantly forces B1 intermediate students to dig so incredibly deep into their vocabulary reserves. They might have to describe freezing weather, wearing thick coats, and sliding on 2 long boards from a high place to a low place. It's genius.
Let's try one last simulation round just to fully solidify this game loop in your mind. You pull a card depicting a chef standing at a stove. Think about the verb. Think about the location. How are you describing this?
He is cooking in the kitchen.
All right, let's wrap things up with Section 3, Mastering the Vocabulary, Expanding the Range.
Because beyond just being fun, this game provides an impressive breadth of everyday vocabulary. The diversity of this 16-card deck is just fantastic. It seamlessly transitions between highly contrasting scenarios. On one hand, you have active physical scenarios like they are playing football, where words like kick, ball, and sport are totally taboo. On the other hand, you have quiet, focused routines like he is doing his homework, where study, write, and home are absolutely forbidden.
It also covers those highly practical, everyday domestic actions that we all do. We see cards for "they're eating pizza" and "they are cleaning the house." And again, the taboo words are so expertly chosen. For cleaning the house, you can't use tidy, wash, or brush. It grounds the grammar practice in highly relatable, daily life situations that B1 students actually need to know to function in English.
Finally, the vocabulary tour scales up to academic or professional settings. Students have to describe things like, "He is surfing the internet," without using computer, website, or World Wide Web. Or even, "He is teaching English," without using student, classroom, or language. It covers an incredibly wide spectrum of intermediate vocabulary, all while keeping them completely engaged in the continuous tense.
So, after seeing how this cleverly disguises rigorous grammar and vocabulary practice as a high-stakes competition, the only question I have left for you is, are you ready to play? Seriously, think about how you can take this point-stealing, highly interactive game straight into your next study group or classroom. It's a real game changer. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and keep making learning fascinating.